What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Batman Detective Comics, issue number 1068. This one is written by Ram V, with art by Rafael Albuquerque. Then there's the backup, the very, very confusing backup, which I can't tell you really what's going on in that, written by Simon Spurrier, with art by Danny. Because Danny can never just show their last name for whatever reason. I don't get that. Why not put your last name? Because if you just put Danny, how's anybody going to tell who you are? So, but, I mean, you can tell the stylistically, but that's about it. So, this is a continuation of the story. The Orcam family is doing their thing, taking over the city. So, something we've seen multiple times in the past year or so with Batman. What was it? City of Bane, Joker War, Fear State. Every other couple months, a new family or something kind of comes in, tries to do kind of the same thing and takes over Gotham and yada yada yada. It's stuff we've seen multiple times, and also fail safe in that. But then again, this is comic books. I mean, if sometimes I just want a smaller story after like a big thing. But this time around, I guess it's not as big as Fear State or anything like that. But it's still, like I said, the Orcam family is coming, causing chaos, taking over the town, trying to reclaim what was once lost. They're basically taking kind of the poor and discouraged in Gotham and infecting them with this whole asthma thing, which turns them into basically demonic monster pawns or something like that. We also have Harvey Dent / Two-Face. He was infected with it too, but the only thing kind of holding him back from fully transforming is his Two-Face persona. So the Harvey Dent persona is infected, but the Two-Face persona is the only thing kind of out of it. So he's kind of caught in a little bit of a dilemma. He's got to give control to Two-Face, otherwise, or he turns into the asthma thing. But the one condition is he's got to tell Two-Face who Batman is, and as you know, the Harvey Dent side's like doesn't want to give up his friend Bruce Wayne. But obviously, Batman gets caught in a crazy situation, and it calls for Two-Face to kind of make the choice. So I actually like the stuff they're doing with Harvey Dent this time around. Batman fighting a werewolf, that's pretty cool. It's not something you see every day. Granted, there are instances where it has happened before, whether in comics or animation. When I think animation, I think back to probably my least favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series. So at least this is better than that. Even like least favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series isn't really like bad per se. It's just not as good as some of the other stuff. But Batman learned from his last fight with basically the Wolfman at this point about how it's affected by cold, and he lined his like gauntlets or whatever, like his gloves and that, with some sort of silver thing, and it's affecting him. But then like another one of these members of the Orcam family, like their little I don't know what you would call him, comes in to fight Batman, and Batman's kind of put in a paralysis state, but he's ultimately kind of saved by Two-Face, which is an interesting thing going on right here. So like I said, there's some really good artwork sprinkled throughout this issue, and it leads to a bit of an interesting dilemma where the issue ends, and there's another one of them kind of waiting for them. So looking forward to see what happens there. Then in the backup, I honestly can not tell you what happens in this thing. It's so confusing. You have Jim Gordon, that other bizarre character, and they're doing stuff, and then he's kind of like all this like weird text is kind of popping up. The art style doesn't really give you a hint of what's going on. This is Danny's art style, which I think can work in certain instances, but it's not really a style I like all that much. It's confusing as hell to see what happens, because like these two save Batman, but now he's afraid of him, and then it just sort of ends. This backup, I don't know. I legit don't know what's going on. And it's just kind of an unfortunate thing because it's just confusing as hell. And it's very, like I said, I've tried to read it. I tried to figure out what's going on, but I honestly can't. Whether that's the art style or the story itself, I don't know what's going on. And there's times where that happens for me, but I'm usually able to kind of go through and just say a few things. But this is one of those instances where I legit can't. So, yeah. So no. You know what? Can we just be done with the backups and all these stories? I don't think we really need them anymore. You raise the price an extra $1, and most of the time the backups aren't all that interesting. It's been a while since I've seen a backup, I feel like, where I've been so immersed and invested in what's going on in the various books going on at DC Comics. I like the one that set up the Robin series. That was kind of cool. or the Maps Mizuguchi one, which I think was in the main Batman book as opposed to this one. That was pretty cool too. But other than that, I can't think of any that's all that memorable. At least when Zdarsky writes his backups, like they really they do a better job tying into the main story. But this other one, I don't know. Like, what are we even doing here? But in terms of like the main issue overall of Detective Comics 1068, I did enjoy it. I like the art style. I kind of like the methods the Orkan family's kind of doing here, going with a little bit more of a gothic opera, supernatural kind of feel. I still really like these covers too. I think those are pretty good. There's a few like hiccups here and there. I think the backup is definitely a big hiccup, and I don't know why it's there. Like, why pay an extra dollar for that? It's what I'm saying, and it's kind of a disappointment because I had been enjoying kind of the main narrative overall. And like I said, you get Batman fighting Wolfman. You got some interesting stuff going on with Two-Face. To me, the stuff with Two-Face is the most interesting so far in this storyline. Because I find it just a bit of a fascinating take on the character and kind of how Harvey has to rely on his other half, per se, to get out of this situation. But there's a cost that comes with it. So I like that dilemma, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it unfolds in future issues. But anyways, if you have any thoughts on Detective Comics number 1068, let me know in the comments section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, all that other fun stuff. That's going to be it for me this week in terms of the DC comic book reviews. I don't know what'll be next. I covered the Lazarus Planet tie-in, and then obviously that's just going to be coming out like pretty much weekly for the next few months. So every time a new tie-in comes in, I will cover it on the channel. So look forward to all that stuff. There's also some DC news which dropped last night, which I will make a quick video on, I suppose, about Titans and Doom Patrol being canceled, which leads us to the next phase of DC Comics television, I guess. I think the only ones not canceled are Harley Quinn, Superman, and Lois, which is probably going to get the axe this season, most likely. And yeah, I don't think there's anything really left. So they are legit cleaning house. Well, what is it, that Gotham Knights show or whatever on the CW? That's still around. Which, why the hell is that still around? That should be canceled, destroyed in an instant. I don't know how the hell that of all shows is still around. Like, why is the CW even being given any shows anymore? The quality it's so bad. And I'm somebody who used to like the Arrowverse when it first started, because I really liked the first 2 seasons of Arrow. You know, there's a few hiccups here and there, but it was engaging television. And even like the first 2 seasons of The Flash. And then once the season 3 curse hit, it just all went downhill from there. At least Arrow had a good 5th season, but that was about it. Legends Tomorrow could be kind of fun, but I just got burnt out from the Arrowverse in general. So, yeah. But, hopefully, we're kind of done with the CW stuff and we can focus on higher quality stuff. So, yep. All right, well, that's enough. Been rambling a lot. Post your comments down below. Take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.